Good afternoon. Welcome to Advertising Week Europe. Me, Andy Johnson. We're all about looking into our crystal balls here at this event, and of course, that's one thing that's been certainly relevant in a lot of the sessions that have been going on over the week, and certainly something that's going to be happening with my next guest at 2:45. I've got Kashem Miah here from Shutterstock, and Kash, it's all about the creative trends report that you've come out with your company. Tell me a bit about that, and basically what you think the trends are looking forward.
Sure. So the trends report is a highlight of everything that our advertisers, our customers are actually downloading and searching for on the Shutterstock platform. So that's videographers, that's photographers, anyone who actually needs the assets to create something for their platform or for their brand. So it's a culmination of 2 months' work putting into this report, looking ahead to what the trends are. So we take a look back at what those downloads and searches have been for the last 6 months, and then project for 2017. So some of the trends that we're excited to talk about are head-up display, for example. So we're seeing that with the convergence of technology, customers are actually looking for assets to use for highlighting car commercials, for example, or video games. So that's a big one. We started to see emojis trend. So we know there's keyboards, emoji keyboards. So customers are actually starting to download emojis, which is insane when you think about it, because that's a new form of communication. So we're seeing those trend up faster and faster for 2017, and those will start to play a role in advertising campaigns as well.
And I know one of the things you're going to be talking about, discussing, is the contrast between our real and our digital lives. Tell me about that.
So, I was actually surprised by some of the nature trends, which is part of this real-life environment. So one of the trends that we highlighted last year was contextual images, putting the customer in a place where they feel comfortable, and the ads should reflect that. And so because we're moving into a fast-paced technology environment, the sort of realness also gives it a balance. So you see a lot of nature photography, you see a lot of nature videography in ads now, and it gives you a nice balance of what's happening on the tech side and lets you take a step back. And it's important for us to highlight that, because we're moving so fast with tech that we don't want to get lost in that space.
Is that because, do you think our lives are so fast and there's so much technology about that sometimes we want to get back to things like nature, like things that are the very basic fundamentals of human life, maybe? Yeah,
definitely. And part of that is also tying into nostalgia. So nostalgia was another trend for us. And people want to get back to a happy place when things were great, when you didn't have to worry about technology and cybersecurity. So part of it is the balance against our daily lives, which moves so quickly. So that's where nature and sort of that balance plays a huge role. And I think nostalgia ties in really closely, because sort of the images that we've seen on the nature side go back to what we saw in the 90s and the 80s. So it's taking us back to a good place when things weren't as scary as it is now.
The other thing I was going to ask you about as well is, it's very intense and complex research you've done. Right. How do you then map out the way forward from looking at what your results are? What will you say, maybe in 12 months' time, that we're going to see as a basis, from a basis of what your research has told us?
So, like I mentioned, the research is done based on what advertisers are actually downloading. So they're looking ahead, 6 months ahead, because they need these assets to create their own brand, their advertising for their brands. And so it gives us a leg up. So we already know 6 months, 9 months out what they're going to be creating and putting out into the marketplace. So for us, we're taking that information and then looking at the fastest growing trends. So some of the trends you'll see every single year. You'll see video trending in different ways. But what we try to look for is that one piece of, whether it's video, whether it's images, this one area where there's sudden growth. And so we take that and we try to highlight that a little bit more, and why is that growing, and then put some sort of context behind that. So we have a couple of those in the trends report this year where the growth was 500%, 600%. So we're highlighting that a little bit more, because we know in the next 12 months that will be a big part of the advertising campaigns.
How key is this report then to the way that you look forward to the next 6, 12, 18 months as a company?
It's massive for us. So our sales team uses it to pitch to clients. We use it on our social platforms. We try to get our customers to understand that these are the trends you should be looking at. We have some partners who use it to talk to their customers. And we have small, medium businesses as a target segment of ours. And when we talk to our partners, they're often talking about, how do I get my customers to think about imagery on their websites, on their brand? And so when we position a report like this, they get excited, because they can share with their own customers, and their customers can take away and start thinking about how to build their own campaigns.
Why do you believe it's important for your company to be at an event like Ad Week Europe? You've got quite a large presence here this year. What does a company like Shutterstock get out of a week like this?
So Shutterstock in the last couple of years has become a tech platform. So we're slowly shifting away from just an assets company into a tech platform where we're plugging APIs, we have partners that are getting access to our assets in a way that we haven't been able to in the past. So being in a place like Adweek with so many other brands who know about us, have used us in the past, we're trying to give them a different experience now. So it's a technology experience. And so reports like the Trends Report not only showcase our tech platform, but also give information in a thought leadership way. And so we position ourselves as a thought leader in this space, and we want to be able to have that presence among other advertisers.
Well, look, thank you very much for taking time in your very busy schedule, because I know you're doing your talk, you're flying back to the States tomorrow, so we've caught you at the right time. Good luck with it. It's at 3:45 this afternoon. If you can't catch it live, obviously you can catch it up on AW Replay.